Today we're going to talk a little bit about social networking and business and how does it work. My name is Carl Pete and I'm going to be guiding you through this brief presentation about social networking and business. Before we start, I have a disclaimer which states that this video was prepared to complete a course requirement. Contents reflect my knowledge and view on the topic and does not reflect views of any other person or entity. So we shall begin. First, we like to start with what is a social network. A social network is an application that connects people by matching profile information. Social networking is, for business purposes, the practice of expanding your business and/or social contacts by constructing a personal network. So, whatever business, it could be any business. It could be a store or a library or within any business, there's always a social networking aspect that allows everyone to connect on the same platform. Two main functions of social networking. There are more than two, but the main two would be the first main function would be the ability to create and maintain a profile, which is basically your online identity for users, and which basically shows how everyone else would see you. The second main function is the ability to create connections between other users inside the network so that everyone would have access to everyone that's within that network and everyone will be able to communicate. Social networking analysis, that pretty much maps the contacts of the network. So it just it basically lets everyone know who everyone is, and it just kind of tells who works well together and who knows each other within that network. The benefits of social networking. One of the main benefits is that it decreases expenses. So, at the example I have here, instead of going to a conference in another state and having to pay for airfare or hotel and lodging and food and things of that nature, now it's possible to just have like a social networking, like a teleconference or so, or by using Skype or something like that, where everyone can be in the same place at the same time, but you don't have the expenses. And on the flip side of that, it also requires that businesses can hire new employees using social networking. So, it's easier to locate candidates. I know social networking site like LinkedIn, that's very popular within the companies that like to hire people because it's easier to find prospects that way. Social media and social networking are not exactly the same thing, but we're going to go over that in a little bit. But social media itself, by definition, is computer-mediated technologies that allow creating and sharing of information, ideas, career interests, and other forms of expression via virtual communities and networks. So we all heard of sites like Facebook and Twitter and things of those natures. Those are social media pages. As I was speaking about just a second ago with social media and social networking, there are different forms of both. Like forms of social media could be Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Forms of social networking could be LinkedIn, Skype, GroupMe, or Flickr. But some are interchangeable, and let's say Facebook. Facebook can be social media and social networking. It can be used for both things, and that's why it's very, very, very popular within businesses. Social networking, there are some tools for it, blogs, wikis, as in Wikipedias, mashups, and RSS, which I'll break that definition down in a moment. But, with social networking, there are tools that companies and businesses use in order to get their product and brand out there pretty far. So starting with blogs, they're basically journals online that allows users to post their own comments, and it could be graphics or it could be video, but it does allow for readers to be able to communicate with writers, and it's a pretty nice tool to have in the bag, for a business. Wikis, that's usually short for Wikipedia. pretty much a very, very huge online encyclopedia. As you can see, looking at the slide, it has over 200 plus million visitors each month. But it's a collaborative site that allows users to edit content daily. So, one problem with that is you have to be careful with the information that you're getting from a site like this because it may not be 100% accurate. Also have mashups. Zillow is pretty much an example of a mashup, and a mashup is nothing more than a website that uses content from different other sites to create a new product. Now the RSS, which stands for Real Simple Syndication, this is pretty much what you use if you're looking for some real time information because it gets updated very frequently. So if you're trying to figure out the weather for 3 o'clock, this may be a good site that you can possibly check to see pretty much just real time information if that's what you're looking for. With social networking, there are some challenges, especially inside the businesses. Technology dependence can be a problem. Information vandalism, violations of copyrights. There's a lot going on inside of these social networks, and some businesses, they're vulnerable to some people that are looking to do some bad things if they get their hands on certain pieces of information. So there's always challenges with anything, but they are overcomable. Overall, social networking is, it's essential to business functions from marketing to teleconferencing, to advertising. Social networking is very, very, very powerful within businesses. Businesses must stay alert and aware because there are hackers on the loose that are, trying to, get a hold of information and do some bad things with it. Social network and social media can make the difference between a business that thrives or a business that dies. So, I'm sure that all businesses have their platforms up and, they have their securities in place to make sure that they can keep the bad guys out so that the company will be able to continue to thrive and do well. So that's pretty much it for this particular presentation on social networking inside the business. Everybody have a nice day. Thank you for listening.